Howdy, John.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
Good. You like my new background?
It's flipped,
Is it flipped? Shit.
but I do like it.
Damn, it's freaking sweet too. I guess I gotta still flip. That's right. I forgot about that. Daggone it. Put the mole one in there.
I
Is
need a
this
new
one?
back. I need a new background.
Is this one flipped?
Yeah,
But that one is not.
that one is not.
All right. All right. I know what to do. Let me see if I can get this fixed real quick because that's sweet. That's a sweet ass background. Hate not to use it. I think it's because I need to not flip it.
It's snowing like a banshee here, man.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah. I don't know that we're getting any arguable amount of snow, but it looks nice, I suppose.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can try it now. You ready to do this thing?
Oh yeah, man. Buckle up, Buttercup. Here it comes.
Yeah. By the way, this is the best one so far. We've got 24 registered.
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally. I appreciate your confidence.
uh, so I'm a little distracted. It's snowing like a banshee, and the deer are out there running around back and forth. So it's got me distracted.
Howdy, Noga.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm trying to fix my background. Sorry. So good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too as well.
You doing well? Things going well?
Well,
Very
yeah.
good. Yeah. Good.
Hi, Michael.
Hi,
Two
Noga.
nights in a row.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Hey, Clay,
Good to see
I
you.
think this may be 2 days in a row. Who knows?
It's funny. We'll get started here momentarily.
Is this call an hour and a half?
Nope, 60. No, it is an hour and a half. It is an hour and a half because John will go. John, you're going on first, right?
Yeah, but I don't think Michael.
We're both fast talkers, John's going to tell you. So I don't know if we need the full hour and a half. Trust us.
You guys are funny. All right.
We talked about that yesterday. John goes, I'm a fast talker. I go, uh-oh, I'm a fast talker too. So I don't know if we need a full hour and a half.
All right. Well, okay. Well,
it'll be packed, but it'll be fast.
Well, make sure that we slow down and allow questions.
I'm going to tell us stories. I'll tell some stories.
All right. Is my background fixed?
What's wrong with it? Yeah, it looks fine.
Is it right? Is it right?
Awesome.
It's on fire, Clay.
It is pretty cool.
Is that what that shirt's about too? You've been wearing that a lot.
No, I wear that. I'm waiting on my new shirts to come in. I got H7 shirts coming.
Nice.
So it's gonna be nice. I'll be wearing H7 shirts in a couple weeks. So yeah. All right.
Seems like I joined the old men club. What's going on here?
I agree.
Well, they needed a rose amongst all the thorns, Noga.
Exactly.
I mean, we need a rose somewhere. Good to see you, Michael Greer. Good to see you. So check it out. You can actually register for the Connect Serve and Ask Summit right there in that QR code.
Oh, the one on your
nice.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Every once in a while, I got some good ideas, or I use them from somebody else's. All right, let's just do kind of a roll call as we get going. Noga, can you tell everybody just your name of your business, and where you're located at, please?
Sure, Noga Gulst from Noga Business Consulted, and I'm located in Israel.
Awesome. Thank you. And then Michael. Sorry, there's two Michaels and two Michael G's. So Michael Gansel, let's go with you first.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Gansel. Voice of Business Consulting is my business. I'm in New York, New York.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Michael Greer.
Yeah, Michael Greer, health and life insurance broker, as well as a business resource consultant. I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome, Ernest. I'm not sure if this is your first event, H7 event. Is this your first H7 event?
Yes.
Awesome. Tell us your name, the name of your business, and where you're located at.
Okay, Ernest Diaz, Better Carves Consultants, and I am in Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. All right. Awesome. How'd you find out about us, Ernest?
Somebody invited me, and I cannot, for the life of me, tell you right now who it was. So they referred me to your website, so I decided to join in.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you. All right, Tanya, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Tanya Fleming from Fleming Accounting Solutions in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Punxsutawneyville.
Oh, yeah. It makes you want to say it, don't
I haven't.
Everybody does.
it? All right, Colin, what about you? How you doing, bud?
Good. Colin Daly from the Seattle area. And yeah, I'm in leadership and leadership development, high flame leadership coaching.
Awesome. Thank you. Lynn, good to see you. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. I know it's your first time, Lynn.
First time, Lynn.
My first time in what, 3 years?
4, but yeah.
4, okay. I'm Lynn Lavender. My company is Lavender Landings. I'm the chief imagination officer. And my 3 words are bridging the gap. I am in the New York City metro area.
Awesome. Thank you. I didn't know you were information technology, so that was a good catch there. You caught
Well,
that.
I used to be.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Joel, good to see you.
I am here.
Yeah, tell us your name. Tell us your name, the name of your business, and where you're located at, sir.
So I am Joel Shertock, and I'm in Newark, Delaware. I run Process Industries Consultants, a chemical engineering consultancy that works with chemical companies, biotech companies, material companies to squeeze more money out of their operations by looking at exactly what they're doing in their kettles and their distillation columns and so on and so on.
Awesome. And where are you located at, Joel?
Newark, Delaware.
North Delaware. Awesome. Iris, good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir. Okay.
Just your name of your business, and where you're located at.
Okay. I'm Iris Culp, and I help people reach their ideal audience with the language their buyer speaks. And I'm located in the state of Oklahoma, in the best city in the state, Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's me.
Awesome. Just FYI, Ernest Diaz is also in that state, so you may want to connect with him. I know, surprisingly,
Absolutely, sir. Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Awesome.
Let's talk.
Yeah, we'll be getting started here in just a minute, just kind of rolling everybody in here, okay? So, Chris, tell us your name of your business, and where you're located at.
Good afternoon, everyone, or morning, depending where you are. My name is Chris Monroe. I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. My business is Ops Framework. That's Operate, Plan, Scale Framework. And I am a business coach and fractional COO with a heavy focus on growing the keynote speaking side of my business this year.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Paul, just your name of your business, and where you're located at, please.
There, I'm unmuted. Paul Mayer, name of my business is Mayer LLC. I am located in Westchester, Ohio, which is in between Cincinnati and Dayton.
Awesome. Thank you. Reed, good to see you. Last but certainly not least, name of business. You can say country if you like.
Yeah. Hi, Clay. Hi, everybody. So, Arish, I'm General Manager of Entre Admin. We're a virtual assistance business. We're located in Houston, Texas.
Gotcha. But you're in Egypt, correct, Arish?
Yes, I am in Egypt indeed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Thanks, everybody. So next up, is it John or Don going first?
John's going first.
All right. All right. So I'm going to introduce John. So, John, get yourself ready there on your side. I'm sure you're already ready. But nonetheless, I'd like to introduce you to John Kalusniak, the revenue rocket. And I spent a lot of time with John. He's got a lot of wisdom to share with you guys in the sales industry today. And I hope you guys are able to also learn, of course, from Don too as we go through that. But John will be first. You guys, this is not designed for you to just listen to him talk. So please, it's a better experience. I mean, I love to hear John talk. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. It's all good. But the more questions you ask, the more productive this is, the better the experience is. And I am recording it so you guys don't have to. We'll make sure that we put it into a blog. We'll send it out to everybody. We'll have you sign in. We'll send it out so you guys have a copy of it. But please be, nonetheless, here is John Kalusniak ready to show you the revenue rocket. And let's rock this thing out, John. Let's go.
Yeah, we're coming to you from snowy Detroit, Michigan. And I like to say home of the 2027 now world champion Detroit Lions. That was for everybody else that's still in it. Don and I have put together a little presentation for you today, a little talk. We're going to talk about the foundations of a sales organization. And then Don's going to give you a really good overview of trust and why trust matters and how you build trust on top of the foundation. I want to start off by saying, if you don't ask questions, this is going to go really quick and you'll be out in 30 minutes and it won't seem like you hardly been here, because Don and I both admittedly talk very fast.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off by saying, I assume everybody knows Vince Lombardi. He's probably the winningest, the most famous football coach of all time. And Vince won a lot of championships. And a reporter asked him one time, what was his secret to success? And he thought about it for a minute in Vince fashion, and he said, blocking and tackling. If you do that to perfection, you'll win championships. That's it. That's the same thing they teach 9-year-olds in Pop Warner football, because the fundamentals are what it's all about. And so is sales. I'm going to talk to you about excellence, integrity, and speed, and that's how you win. So here's the truth that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to hear. Most people lose because they won't do the damn work. They chase shortcuts. Oh, they'll talk strategy. They'll build PowerPoints about growth, but they never really want to get their hands dirty and actually do anything. Meanwhile, somebody tougher, hungrier, and faster goes right past them. See, winning isn't complicated. It's just hard. It's showing up when you're tired. It's doing the right thing when nobody's checking. It's making the calls when everybody else is still thinking about it. That's what separates talkers from closers. The wannabes from the winners. The ones who dream about success and the ones who build it. It all comes down to what I say 3 gears: excellence, integrity, and speed. And I'll give you my whole talk in the next 30 seconds. Excellence is about doing the right damn thing. Integrity is doing it even when it could cost you everything. And speed, that's the price of business these days. Doing it right now. That's the formula. No mystery, no hacks. Just discipline, character, and motion. You master those three, you don't need luck. You make your own luck. So let's break them down. First, by the way, I talk in the form of stories, so hopefully you guys will get something from each story. The first one's about excellence. This takes me back probably 15 years ago. I was in the automotive days. I was leading a sales quote team at a tier 2 supplier that built assemblies for the big 3. We were gunning for a massive Ford contract, the kind of deal that could have doubled our revenue, would have changed our lives. We had the price tight, the design solid, the relationship was strong. We were walking around slapping high fives. Everyone thought it was in the bag. And then Ford awarded it to a competitor. Of all things, a competitor in Ohio. Wait for some of you Ohio guys to chuckle on that one. The feedback came back brutal. He said the quote was good, but theirs was flawless. Every spec triple checked, every number was clean. See, we lost because of a damn typo. A missing decimal point in a tolerance range. I can still remember standing in the conference room with the bid package spread out like a crime scene. My lead estimator was Joe. Joe was good. Joe just stared at his shoes. Guy had been at it for 30 years, sharp as hell, but burned out. That loss hit him like a brick. We didn't get beat on price. We got beat on precision. So I called in the whole team. No PowerPoints, no sugarcoating, just the losing quote package laid out with one line. This is what almost cost us. From that day forward, we had a decision. We rebuilt the culture, checklist, peer reviews, no sloppy shortcuts. See, Joe turned into a bulldog. The guy everyone feared because he'd find your mistake before the customer did. 6 months later, we got another bid package from Ford. Tougher, tighter, bigger. This time, not a single revision. The buyer literally said, yours is the cleanest quote I've ever seen. We won that contract, and that's excellence right there. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's discipline. The kind nobody sees, but everybody feels. I'll go back to another quote by Vince Lombardi who said, winning isn't a sometimes thing, it's an all the time thing. You don't do things right part of the time, you do things right all the time. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. See, excellence isn't a goal, it's your baseline. Do it right every damn time. Now let's shift gears. Let's talk about integrity. Doing the right thing in the dark. Let's fast forward about 5 years. Still running regional sales for a fast-growing automotive supplier, which is where I spent most of my career. We're chasing a $5 million contract with a tier 1 integrator. My top rep, let's call him Pete. Pete was a natural closer. Pete was a charmer, confident, dangerous in the best sort of way. We were in the final round, and the buyer wanted a 2-week lead time. We couldn't hit it. Our plant was already stretched. I told Pete, don't promise what we can't deliver. He nodded. 2 days later, I saw the final quote package. There it was in black and white. Guaranteed 2-week delivery. Pete gone rogue. I called him into my office. He smirked. John, by the time they figure it out, we'll have ramped up. We'll make it work. That right there is the crossroads between profit and principle for me. We could have been quiet, landed the deal, cashed the check, but my gut wouldn't let it slide. That night I sat in my office, lights off, staring at the phone. And I remembered what General Norman Schwarzkopf one time said. The truth of the matter is, you always know the right thing to do. Hard part's doing it. So I picked up the phone, called the buyer, and laid it out straight. Pete promised something we can't deliver. That's on me. We can do 4 weeks, but not 2. As you can imagine, there was a long pause. Then he said, I appreciate your honesty. Let me get back to you. Next day, we lost that deal. Pete quit a month later. But 3 months after the fact, that buyer came back again. You're the only guys that told me the truth. My next project is yours. We ended up doing triple the volume because we chose the hard way over the easy way. See, integrity isn't a slogan, it's a backbone. It's what you do in the dark when nobody's watching and nobody would know the difference. You either live it or you'll eventually pay for faking it. This one's really personal to me. Integrity, if you don't have it, you'll pay for it in the long run. The next one's speed. And I consider speed the new currency of business. You know, I talk to anybody that wants to listen about how long it takes to quote a project, and I hold up my phone and they hate it when I do it. I say, you know, I can order a pretty sophisticated device custom to my use, and I can have it in probably about 30 minutes. So how difficult is your quote really to do? It's about speed. Everybody wants speed. If you think about it, speed is the new currency of business. So fast forward to a year or two ago, I was helping a robotics integration company in Grand Rapids. brilliant engineers, cutting edge technology, and the energy of a caffeine filled think tank. But they couldn't close a deal to save their ass. Every quote went through 4 people. Every decision dragged a week. We've all been there. Meanwhile, a smaller competitor across town, 2 guys in a garage, snatched up contracts like cotton candy. First meeting, I told the CEO, you lose them because you're slow, and you're slow because you're scared. He didn't like it at all. I thought he was going to throw me out of his office that day, but he listened. We tore the bureaucracy out of the process. We empowered reps to make real-time calls. And I told everybody, if you're 80% sure, go. We'll make our mistakes at full speed and we'll fix them in motion. First week was utter chaos. Second week, third week, got a little bit better. By the 3rd month, revenue was up 40%. Speed doesn't mean reckless. It means decisive. You move with focus, clarity, and intent. You stop hiding behind "we're not ready." Quote from General George S. Patton comes into mind here. A good plan, violently executed now, is better than a perfect plan next week. That's it. You can plan yourself to death. You can move, adapt, and win. In sales, slow kills. The first quote in the box wins 9 times out of 10. Speed without focus, it's chaos. Speed with intent, that's domination. It's motion with purpose, and that's the currency of business. Let me sum it up for you. Ask yourself this: where have I let excellence slip into good enough? And we all do it. I'm guilty too. Where has integrity been tested by convenience? Where can I add speed without losing focus? So you can fake energy, you can fake enthusiasm, but you can't fake those 3. Excellence, integrity, and speed. They don't make you perfect, they make you powerful. I'll close with another quote from General George S. Patton on the screen. Lead me, follow me, or get the hell out of the way. See, that's how champions sell, and that's how Detroit does business. That's all I got for you. Are there any questions before I turn it over to my buddy?
What you said, I tell people this all the time on the sales end. If I'm having a really, really bad day and I can't get it out of my head, I will cancel the appointment if I can and reschedule it, because people can tell if you're not there, if you're not feeling it, they can see through it. I mean, I had an 8-7 member in one of my meetings tell me, it was an alpha team leader with me, and she goes, "Don, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Why?" And I did have a problem that day, and there was an issue, and she saw it in my face. She saw that wasn't me. You're not the normal guy, and in sales, you got to be on all the time. So that's one of the things I do. If it's affecting me that much, I'd rather reschedule that appointment than go off like that.
Don, I agree with you. You're better off going back at it a second time or rescheduling than you are doing it poorly.
Yeah.
Because you'll spend time cleaning up that mess.
And that goes the same as on the phone too. People can tell when you make a phone call and you're not up and up, and it's like, well, I don't want to deal with you. You'll ruin a contact by, not having the right tone in your voice and enthusiasm.
Exactly.
There's lots of distractions out there, Michael, these days, and you're absolutely correct. And I showed you one of the number one distractions out there, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you been in a meeting in front of a client and somebody in your team will pull out the damn phone? I'm like, guys.
Unbelievable.
Exactly. And you know what? I 100% believe it's okay to go to that person and say, that's not appropriate. That's not the way we want to be viewed. When you're in front of the customer, the customer gets 100% of your attention.
Exactly. It's not a priority. Anything that phone does is not a priority.
Exactly.
People have a hard time these days just taking our order through a window without doing something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you place an order or whatever, and you get up there, they don't even say hi, good morning, how are you? Nothing. It's just, here's your food, give me your money. You know, like that kind of thing. Even at that level. So, I mean, it sounds like to me like we all got to work a little harder and making sure we're demonstrating that, and it'll stick out really well.
Yeah.
Well,
because it's not as easy.
You said it, Clay. I had somebody just shoving food out the window the other day,
Right.
and they forgot to take money. Shoving food out the window.
Well, I don't mind that.
Well, I don't either. But then the other thing I suppose you brought it up is sales is personal.
Yeah.
It really is.
It really is personal. And I think we forget that. And I know we do a lot of Zoom, we do a lot of over camera stuff, but whenever you can, you got to get out there and force yourself to get in front of people.
Exactly. 100% agree.
I have a quote to share with you guys, and kind of resonates with what we've been talking about. The quote is, "The will to win is not nearly as important as the will to prepare to win." Preparation is the key. That shows that we care, that we are truly there to take care of the client. Many times we forget or get scared about selling, right? Because we're focused on either closing the deal instead of helping the client. If you take the approach of helping them, you'll prepare for that and then line up, in a way that they understand that you're here for them, not for yourselves.
Ernest,
Yeah, that goes along with.
I had a saying. I used to sell steering parts, and I used to tell people, nobody cares about your part. They just care that it helps the car not hit a tree.
Yeah, that goes along with one of the sales things that back years ago when I was in sales, direct sales, is they said IBM was going to give $100,000 for the best answer of the best sales practice, $100,000 to anybody that came up with the best sales practice. And the guy that won the $100,000 was the guy that said preparation. Do everything you need to the night before the meeting. Make sure you're prepared from A to Z. And he's the one that actually got it. And I thought, there's so much truth to that.
Yeah, I have a whole training class on that, Michael, about getting prepared. And we talk about the cost of a meeting. If you think about the cost of a meeting, if you're bringing people in from overseas, blah, 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 one single meeting could cost you $100,000.
Oh, yeah. And
the question you got to ask people straight up is, why the hell would you not prepare when you know the cost is $100,000? Do you really disrespect your customer that much? So I have a whole training on that. It's really important. You're right.
Can I just add something to that great point? I really don't think you don't respect your customer that much, but I think as I just navigate a number of H7 meetings, people don't know how to prepare. I mean, they're solopreneurs.
Sure.
They probably have their business 10 years or less, are still trying to find the golden goose. They're still trying to build enough customer base to hopefully survive this year and build on survival this year and graduate into that next year. People don't know how to do things. Okay. That's one of the biggest things I find. So it's okay to say, well, you really need to prepare and you really need to do this. And you really tell them how to prepare. Map them a strategy that shows them how to prepare. I mean, it's like New England won 7 Super Bowls because they start preparing for their opponent next Sunday, Monday morning. So I do a lot of sports analogies when I onboard my agents and stuff. But if you can't tell people what they need to do, unless you're willing to tell them how they need to do it.
I love the sport analogy, Dale. I use them all the time.
It's just a shame you don't have the 7 rings. It's fine though, right, John? You'll get one eventually.
I was gonna say, I think they also recorded all the other teams' practices way before that too. But that's
Footballs, lighter
Careful
footballs.
there,
Yeah.
Nice.
You had to say it, didn't you? You had
Yeah.
to say it.
I'm a
What's
long,
cheating
long,
among sports?
Awesome.
I'm a
So
long time Steeler fan, so I'm just on cloud 9 right now because
Man.
we don't get new coaches very often, and I'm happy. I'm like, yes, it is about time.
So does anybody have any questions for John? Anything that stuck out to you? Anybody want to go ahead?
I want to say, John, I really like how you framed it with the excellence, integrity, and speed. And talking about integrity, how it's what I always do, even when no one looks at me, when I'm in the dark. Really love that this framing, and for sure I'm going to steal it and use it from. Really loved how you did it. Thanks for that. And saying that speed is motion with purpose is also a really important way to look at speed when we're talking today, how you have to be agile and be prepared to change and adapt all the time. Motion with purpose is an amazing way to explain it.
Thank you.
For that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, excellent.
So yeah, I have,
presentation.
I do have an example of what you said when people trying to shade the truth so they get the program and then they regret it for the rest of the year. I work for a company that did just formulation work, basically put stuff together and sold it. And we found the client. He looked like a pirate from Central Casting. All he missed was the parrot on his shoulder. And he had this fantastic proposition. He had business for Dollar General. And he said, I want you guys to make the cheapest stuff in the world so that I can sell it cheap and still make a profit. And we struggled for weeks trying to get down to his cost criteria. And what they did is they cheapened everything. They cheapened the containers, they cheapened this, they cheapened that. They got to the price point and they found they couldn't make it. Because the jars they bought were so thin that you couldn't stack them more than one high before they crushed.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That was amazing. Now talk about shooting yourself not in the head, but through every part of your body you can imagine. What a mess. What a mess. And the punchline is the guy said, oh, never mind.
All right. Anybody else have any questions or comments or anything for John before we move on? Anybody want to share something they took away? That's fine. You can share a comment, something you took away from today so far as presentation. Anybody have anything you want to share?
Well, I can talk to my first business, John, because one of the things that you said about speed without focus is chaos. And I definitely experienced that on my very first business. And by the time I came to sold it, I got a multiple of 5 on that when I could have probably gotten a multiple of 20 if I had gotten the help that I needed. So the first thing that I did was hired a CFO on my second business because I learned very quickly, the things that you do not want to do are the things that you very importantly need done. And so talent is the key, for that. And so I appreciate that. Speed without focus. It absolutely is chaos.
That's awesome. All right. Anybody else have anything you want to share before we move on to Don?
I think
Reach, then Paul.
Okay, thank you. So, talking about integrity, I completely agree with John because in our industry, there's a lot of stuff that we can offer our clients. It's really, really broad. And sometimes I'm talking to a prospect and they would ask me for different kind of help. And sometimes like there's something that we cannot support with. I will never lie to a prospect and say we can do it. I'll just go up front and immediately I gain their respect. I can say we cannot do it, but we can train for that. And sometimes they are open for it. They say, okay, we can do it. Or I can just say, okay, we cannot do it, and you can go and try someone else. So I just received referral after that from that very prospect because I gained their respect. So integrity is really, really important.
Sure is. Sure
I
is.
believe.
Thank you, Reach.
Thank you.
Quickly, Paul, last one before we move on.
Yeah, my takeaway was just the, integrity and speed really kind of go together just from like a psychological, standpoint, you create speed by creating trust, and you create trust by showing integrity, by showing some vulnerability, by showing some humility. Um, and I think that just illustrates that. So my lens is really more on the operational side where, unfortunately in a lot of today's companies, there's very little integrity between employer and employee. Uh, so a lot of challenges out there, but I love hearing that because, it resonates with me because it's something that I'm, focused on actually.
Hey,
Thanks.
Paul, I got a question for you. How many times has the salesperson sold your operations down the river?
Uh, honestly, I've been in some really large companies, so there's almost absolutely no communication between sales or even executive management with uh operations, really. I mean, it's there's such a disconnect that there aren't even conversations.
Yeah, so I grew up in manufacturing engineering, and you know what? I think it's a crime. I've seen too many salespeople sell ops down the river, and they forget that you know what? No matter what I sell, you got to make it.
Oh, yeah. I Dude,
That's awesome.
I made caskets during COVID. Trust me, I am aware.
Oh shit.
Lots of them, one every 49 seconds, and that wasn't enough.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, John. John did a good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and bring in Don, the wonderful Don. So Don is a director in H7, while John is also a leader in H7. But Don and I are good friends. He knows sales like the back of his hand, very similarly to John. But Don is got a different perspective, and he and his girlfriend are very involved in H7 and just great people. And so if he's going to be talking about sales, we should probably be listening. He's a great, great salesman. He's going to sell you on the sales techniques right now.
I'm not selling anybody on anything right now. And since we have some time, before I bring up that presentation, when I was asked to do this and come up with something to talk about, we were at the end, by the way. John and I are at the end. They've had a couple of these beforehand, so some of the topics are already taken. I was sitting on my couch Saturday morning, afternoon. I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to talk about in about the next month? Because then Clay said, you're talking in about a month. So I'm like, okay. So I had to come up with something. So I'm sitting on the couch looking for a movie. And then I saw my favorite movie on sales. I hadn't seen it in a bunch of years. I had to watch it. And the reason I'm telling you this, because this is what got me to do trust in sales. The movie I'm talking about, a lot of you younger people, and there's a lot of older people here, so you get it, but the younger people would say Wolf of Wall Street, right? Before there was Wolf of Wall Street, there was something called Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glen Ross.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite sales movie, and it's not a comedy, but I laugh because I'm a sales guy and I think it's hilarious, right? It was a great movie. It was a David Mamet play. I think it was a 1984 play. 1992 is the movie. Basically, it's about sales team that's struggling selling Florida property. Get it? Florida resort property with bad leads. They're complaining about the leads. Excellent group of people in it. Al Pacino, Ed Harris, who was in there, Jack Lemmon, Alan Arkin, Kevin Spacey, and then
Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin.
wait, I was getting there. Then there's young Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin has 8 minutes in this movie. That's it. He gives one speech. That speech is gold. If you ever watch this movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go watch it. It's streaming on Tubi and I think Prime. Or just get the 8.5 minute speech he gives. It's good. You'll see. The reason I'm telling you all this because in my first slide is going to be kind of quotes from there. Now, I was going to start off with an 8.5 minute video of that call, but Clay likes to keep this clean, and there's a lot of F-bombs in that movie. It's very profane. It's a bunch of guys cursing all the time. So I just cut it up a little bit, and now I'll share. I just wanted to share that with you. That's where I got the whole idea of talking about trust.
Don, I thought it was depressing. You thought it was funny.
Because I'm a sales guy. I think it's hilarious. The leads are bad. It's always the leads, right? Yeah. Anyway.
Great job.
I also found what's that movie that everybody thought was sad with De Niro, the boxing movie, Raging Bull. I thought that was hilarious because I'm Italian. I grew up in that kind of a thing, and I thought it was funny. Everybody said that's not a funny movie. I said it's hilarious. So, anyway, so let's get started. I'm going to start to share my screen. Just tell me know if it pops up or when it pops up. Should say the old sales playbook, right?
Wow.
Is that good?
We're up.
All right.
Very small.
So we're going to go the old sales playbook first, again, because this movie was in the 80s, 90s.
Hold on, Don.
Yeah.
Can you make the words bigger? No, bigger.
Bigger.
Yeah. Some folks are having a hard time seeing it. So if you just.
Well, I'm going to read most of it, so
okay,
that'll be fine.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm going to go over most of it. So in the old days, right, we were always told, and this is an Alec Baldwin line, ABC, always be closing, because the only important thing in the world was to get those people to sign on the line that is dotted. Another line from Alec Baldwin on that. That's what you have to do. And Glenn Ross, he told you, he does that 8.5 minute little thing. And in it, these guys are struggling. These guys, everybody about Al Pacino, he's the best salesman, but everybody else is struggling. So they're there to talk about a sales contest. And in it, it goes, we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest. As you know, first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. You want to see what the second prize is? These little package of steak knives. Third prize, you're fired. Okay, now that's kind of what we had in those days, right? There's all coming about getting those numbers, hammering those numbers out. There's another theme. Jack Lemmon starts walking to get some coffee in the middle of this little speech, and he yells at him. He goes, "Put that coffee down. Coffee is for closers." Again, this was something that was done back in the day. It was very difficult being that salesman, right? So why am I talking about this kind of stuff? This is part of the reason why we lose trust, right? Desperate salesman never gets the deal, and a toxic sales culture focused solely on hitting those numbers doesn't work out for everybody. I'm against those numbers. When I work for a sales company, I have faith in myself. I go full commission. I want a higher commission rate, but let me do my job. I don't want to worry about your numbers. I'm going to get them. Again, I think that kind of makes people a little bit more desperate. As a matter of fact, we had a kid who about 9 years ago, when I started with Nuclear Network, which are now Simpler, I was brought in with 8 other people. We were all sales. He was going to build this sales team, and we were going to be managers. We were going to build this whole thing out. Well, I was by myself. The other 8 went with the sales manager because I told them I wasn't doing any cold calling. That's not how I did my things at that time. Long story short, I had 3 closings in 3 months. They all together only had 3 closings. So it didn't really work. They fired everybody but myself. But this one kid who thought he was going to be let go if he didn't sell anything. He guaranteed, like we just heard John say earlier, he told 2 people, things that we couldn't even do. He signed them up, and he said, hey, we could do this, this, and this for you. We could not do it. We'd never get that client. The client will never talk to us again. And of course, that kid was fired. He wasn't going to be on here. So again, bad ways to do it. So you can't blame them if they don't want to do business with you. I don't blame them. Now, there are other reasons why we don't have trust in the world today. One is movies, right? I mentioned that Glenn Ross, right? But there's a lot of movies on sales. Like you got The Wolf of Wall Street, Used Cars, Tin Man, Boiler Room, Cadillac Man. All these movies portray the salesman as a sleazy guy who's just trying to make that sale all the time, right? That doesn't help what people think about us. Also, in my industry, I get a lot of times where I'm talking to someone where they were lied to by someone in my space. I get it a lot. Marketing is terrible that way, right? I guarantee you this, and it never comes through, and then I have to kind of soften that up. That happens all the time. And the other thing is, we're just bound with tons of crap coming at us all the time. A lot of information, a lot of sales stuff coming at us. No one believes anything. There's a lot of scams out there. So trust is really, really difficult to get nowadays. No one believes you coming in. As a matter of fact, I was brought into to work with a roofer here locally by a good friend of mine who said, Don is the guy. You've got to deal with him. And this guy had been burnt before. We sat down, we met at a golf place, and first words out of me, like, yeah, Don, okay, we're looking for this, but you guys are all shysters. That's what he said to me. I didn't even, he's coming to me to work with me, and he's already called me a shyster because he doesn't believe the marketing, everybody's against them, right? It doesn't work. So again, it's a very difficult, mountain to climb to get that trust. But in today's world, companies and owners realize communication with customers and employees that provides value, builds trust and relationships. A positive culture shows a willingness to help and unique problem to solve a unique problem together. In sales, our job is to determine the honest solution to challenge our obstacle, honest solution to challenge or obstacle and a way to meet their goals. You have to listen to answer clients' questions, understand your product inside and out, and reference marketing collateral. So that's what we do. You've never miscommunicate the details of offerings if you back it up with some things that were created for you. Clients are lost when there's a lack of alignment. Now, let's get into the building of the modern trust. Why isn't it going up? See, there it goes. So how do we build trust in modern sales? Again, they're not the loudest. They're not the flashiest. Those were the old days, right? They're the ones who are buyers' trust. Trust has become the currency of modern sales, built through consistency, clarity, and genuine understanding of your customers' needs. Trust is built through predictability, not charm. Now, it's also helpful to be charming. I'm not going to say that. But buyers don't need another charismatic pitch. They need professionals who show up reliably and make the buying experience smooth and predictable. Again, John was talking about this other, trust equals systems and follow through. So again, move this over here a little bit. So how do we, what predictable sellers do? We maintain consistent outreach cadences. We structure follow-up processes that are structured. We communicate next steps, very important. And then we follow the systems. We're not just winging it every time we're talking to someone. We've got a repeatable system, and we're going to do that every time. Hold on here. There we go. Buyers trust sellers who remove complexity. Again, there's a lot of noise out here. So break down complex choices into clear, manageable options and reduce decision fatigue. So again, if you have, again, when we work, we have a lot of different programs, right? Everybody doesn't get the same program. So again, break down those choices and show them so they don't have too much coming at them and it get crazy. You want to cut through that noise, right? You want to focus on what matters to the buyer, filtering out unnecessary information and distractions. Give clear guidance, provide straightforward recommendations that help buyers confidently move forward, and easy next actions. Always have the next step. Make effortless for buyers to take the next step with a crystal clear call to action. So after that first one, you're interested, okay, let's get out something that's going to show you what we're going to do, and then we get the contract. So again, you could do this constantly. Today's buyers are overwhelmed with information, like I said before. This constant stuff hitting them. Trust your sellers, reduce that mental load by serving as a filter and guide through the complexity of that sale. Understanding before solutions. So what does this mean? This means don't just go out there and say, hey, I got XYZ widget I'm going to sell you before you even know what their needs are. So credibility comes from demonstrating you truly understand the buyer's situation before positioning your solution, right? So you want to listen to them. Empathy isn't just, like it says, nice to have. It's an essential part of the skill set here. And again, that goes to listen actively, right? Ask thoughtful questions and generally absorb what the buyers share about their challenges. I always go by the fact that when you talk, you learn nothing. When you listen, that's when you learn things. So again, Coming from New York, it's tough for me to listen sometimes, but I've gotten better at it. So again, you want to hear what their problems are before you start telling them what you're going to do for them. Then you validate their concerns. You acknowledge their real pressures and the obstacles they face in their daily reality, right? Empathy, again. Personalized recommendations. Again, not one size fits all. Tailor your approach to reflect each buyer's situation and priorities. Again, if you're using or you're selling a product that has a lot of different features to it, it might not be the same for everybody. Mirror their world. You've heard that you should write for certain industries, 8th grade, 6th grade, right? Same thing with mirroring their world. Use their language. Don't talk your language. They might not get it. And reflect their goals and understand their pressure points. Again, this is all about empathy, understanding their pressure, and now come back with how you can help them move forward. In H7, we talk about not being pitchy, right? Same thing in the sales for today. Be a guide, not a pitch person. Modern buyers don't want to be sold to. They want guidance from someone who understands their business and can help them achieve better outcomes. The best sellers act like an expert, right? Consultative, strategic, calm. We're not rushing you into anything, and organized. Have your stuff all in order. So what do these trusted advisories do differently? First thing is they ask smart questions. Again, they come to you and say, because we got people come to me all the time, Don, I need SEO. Well, do you need SEO? Let's find out. Let's go deeper, right? So go beyond that surface inquiry and understand what their actually challenges are and their objectives to what to do to get there. Understand their long-term goals, right? We're signing them up today, and maybe you're selling a widget today, but not just the immediate need, but where the buyer needs to be in the future, and that you can help them get to that future, right? Long-term goals. Connect the dots, help buyers see their challenges, connect to solutions you have and potential outcomes they might have considered. Like, once again, they came to me maybe for SEO, but maybe there should be doing some social media, right? And show them how that could be helpful. So again, connect the dots and show them how your solutions can help theirs. Position as a partner. Again, we pride ourselves on keeping our customers long-term. And that's what you want to do. Focus is a shared success and long-term partnership rather than a one-time transaction. That you want to keep that client as long as you can, if you can. Now, safety. Trust flourishes when buyers feel safe, right? My sales message is clear. People buy when they feel secure, supported, and understood, not when they feel pressured or rushed into decisions. So how do you create this safety? All right, deliver value early. Provide useful insights, resources, expertise before asking for anything in return. This builds goodwill through generosity. So with this deliver value, what we do is when I have a client who's interested, we will do a free full audit on their whole online. Very, very intense audit, by the way. It's pretty cool. And then I also give out sales personas, right? For free. I'll send out to them who your people are, who you want. And again, I've gotten back on. No one's ever done this. That's what you want to hear, right? Deliver early. Show them you care. Show them you're going to give that value before you're actually asking them to buy your services. Set clear expectations. Be upfront about timelines, processes, and what buyers can expect at every stage of the journey. Again, in my space, I talk about it because that's what I'm in. Everybody thinks what we do happens tomorrow, right? It doesn't happen tomorrow. It takes time. So having them understand those timelines up front so they can't say, hey, Don, I thought this was going to be done today. No, we did this. This is how it works. So having them understand that is much better. Be transparent. Only openly discuss scope, pricing, potential risk, and limitations. Don't oversell your product. Don't say how great it is if you're not going to be able to come out with that. Honesty builds credibility faster than perfection. So they can most should understand as long as you're open with them and discussing it. Respect their timeline. This is interesting. I gotta close. I need something for this month. I need to get my numbers in, right? Sometimes they're not ready for that. Sometimes they have internal constraints. They need processes. They have to talk to people on the board. And so you have to really respect their timeline. You can keep in touch with them, but don't push your agenda. Don't make it, that seems like desperation to a lot of people. Create space for questions, encourage dialogue, welcome concerns, and make it safe for buyers to voice doubts or ask for a clarification. So this is important for us too, and this is an after sale for us. Anybody who buys one of our marketing products, what we do is we demand a monthly meeting. If they don't come to that monthly meeting over, and they keep missing it, we will fire them as a client. That's how important it is. And in that meeting, we tell them or show them what we're doing, what's working, what's not working, next steps. And this gives them a time to talk about it as well. And they feel part of the whole solution or part of the whole dialogue. And that's how we end up keeping our clients on a long term, by bringing them into it. And again, I encourage that. So what do buyers expect today? First of all, you're dealing with their personal and business information. You need to be handling it, sensitive information, and respectful, confidential communications. Be careful there. Stability, reliable processes, consistent communication, and dependable follow through on commitments. If you're going to say you do something, then better make sure you do it. Clarity, straightforward explanations, transparent pricing, and honest assessments to fit and value. Again, don't make up things. Be as forward as possible. And again, when it comes to marketing, I can't guarantee anything. We could do the best we can, and that's the way you need to be talking to these people. Not urgency, no gimmicks. Modern buyers see through pressure tactics and manufactured scarcity. They're looking for partners they can count on. And so, the new definition of sales and success: the most successful sellers today are predictable, helpful, empathetic guides who simplify decisions and make buyers feel safe, not flashy, aggressive closers. This isn't built through charm or closing technique. It's earned through consistency, understanding, and a genuine commitment to helping buyers and make confident, informed decisions. This is the foundation of modern consultative selling. And if I could say something here at the end, I was never a great hard closer. So I kind of love the new sales success. I'm a better opener. I'm a better person to talk about what's the benefits and just laying it out there for people. I was never that hard closer. So the way sales have gone, I'm much more happier there. But that is it for me, my friends. I'd be happy for any questions or comments. I mean, how do I get out of here?
You mean
done?
Okay. There, I did it for you. Dale's got a question. Go ahead, Dale, or comment.
Yeah, I have a comment. And Don, thanks for your presentation. I thought it was very good. You touched on something that I think is very important in asking good questions. So I'll give you the one-word question that's gold. Why? Don used an example of his client says, I need SEO. And Don says, well, you do. Well, let's look into that. When you ask the question why, the majority of the time, your client will communicate to you why he feels he needs that and communicates his challenge to you, which brings clarity to how you will solve the problem.
Right.
It's a powerful one-word question that'll bring gold.
And that goes with the clarity. Exactly. Ernest.
All right. Thank you so much for your presentation. That was awesome. I just want to highlight a little bit what you said, being empathetic. You can't be empathetic if you're not asking questions. A lot of times when you're getting a lot of objections, that's because you're jumping into solutions before understanding what the client's needs are. So if you find yourself getting a lot of objections, you're probably jumping the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to solve something that hasn't even been highlighted, and it makes you look like you're, basically concentrating on your own agenda. If you start in everything, you probably, I spend maybe at least 1/3 of the conversation is just learning about the client, learning about the company, and learning about their needs. And then everything just flows pretty easily. I mean, I could even identify whether they're going to benefit from what I have to offer or not, and then make recommendations thereafter. Again, make them the issue, not yourself. If you focus on that, I mean, you'll close 90% more than what you ever have just by making sure that you're asking enough questions, developing that rapport, before you even talk about solutions. I think the solution itself should be maybe about 10% of the conversation if you do it correctly.
Thank you, Ernest. Excellent point. Sit.
Hi, Dawn. Thank you for sharing your experience. I had a question about how you deal with prospects lying, because I know we talked to ask about questions, asking them why do they need this, and they'll tell their whole story, especially if it's a talkative prospect. But whenever they change their mind and that's kind of triggering the lyingness, how do you respectfully bring it up to kind of piece, where we were at before and where we're now before we go into proposal?
You know what? This is why I like emails over phone calls and everything else. We just fired somebody. He tried to change everything that we said to him when he signed up within the first month. And he said, you said this, you said that. I said, here it is. Here's the email. Here's the original email. This is what we said. So again, when we find out a client lies, we actually cut off a franchise, and that how hard it is to cut a franchise off, right? You're cutting off money that is coming in through different directions. This franchise hired us to help them drive this business because they worked with two others that didn't work, and we knew why it didn't work. They didn't spend enough, so we had them okay the spend. So we were doing this for all their franchises, and then after the fact, he's like, no, we want to cut the spend. We want to do this. We want to do this. And they went against everything we said. So you're hiring us for our expertise. We just told them, well, I guess we're not made for you and you should go somewhere else. So how we find lying, I think you said lying, we usually cut them off as a client.
Hey, Don, let me interject on that one, because I had a client one time call me up dropping the F-bomb left and right because I'd called him on a quote unquote lie. He was not happy, and it was very verbal and very vocal.
Right.
And he wanted me in there and blah 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 blah. And I think sometimes you just grab that bull by the horns, you have a conversation, you keep it as rational as possible, you let the person blow up, because sometimes people need to blow up. I think this whole belief that the sales process is nice and friendly and etc. I mean, I don't go out looking for conflict, but by the same token, I don't shy away from it. I mean, if you want to come and not honor your commitments on timing, etc. I mean, I have a business to run too.
Right.
And it's been very, very, and people get amazed sometimes by how the way I would talk to a customer, but you know what? We're all just people.
You're right. Paul.
Yeah. It was interesting, when you said, one of the most important things you can do is ask why, because really in and you mentioned consultative selling, any kind of, like my lens again from an operations fixing standpoint, one of the best tools out there really that I've ever used is 5 why analysis, where you ask why 5 times and get, to find the actual root cause of a problem. And that can be used for all kinds of stuff. I mean, yeah, done that a lot in a lot of different industries. It seems to work for all kinds of stuff. So it kind of broadened my thinking on that. So thank you for that.
Michael.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment that I experienced myself as far as timing. You never know what people are going through every day. I was on my way home and made a one last call, and the business owner had called me back, and I went through the spiel, and he called me every name in the book, and then some. And since I was on my way home, I didn't have my notepad right next to me, so I didn't cross his name off. So come Monday morning, I called him back, and I recognized the voice, and actually he invited me over and made a sale. So it really, I mean, it blew me away when I looked at the number and I looked at my phone log, and that was the last call I had made or talked to that Friday. And it's like, that's the guy. Oh, wow. It's kind of a light bulb going off. So
Well, like
There's a lot of people.
John said, some people need to blow. And maybe once he blew, and then the fact that you came back, he was like, oh, okay, he can handle it. He can take it. Let's,
Yeah.
let's go from there.
Yeah.
Good job.
So, John, I have a question about what you do, how you approach them after you've let them blow.
Like it never happened.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I go back at them like it never happened, like they're regular people. I don't relive the conversation. I don't rehash the conversation. I go back like it never happened.
Clay?
Awesome.
Yeah, so I wanted to suggest, I mean, what all you guys are talking about is a lot within Connect, Serve, and Ask, the methodology.
Right.
I mean, when you are building a relationship with somebody, including your prospects, how you treat people matters. And I get people that will blow up too on occasion. They'll get emotionally connected to something, and those emotional charges. Well, I don't know where they all come from. We can't determine that, but I can tell you for sure, it may not be any of my business. So I'm one of those that will just like step away as well. It's a little harder when they're screaming in your ear, but you can still do it. Still do it. But anyway, I just want to bring your attention, like the Connect, Serve, and Ask method. You guys literally talked about it, probably didn't even realize you were. So it was really, really awesome. So how you kind of pulled that all together. Of course, you knew that too, so that's fine too. So you knew what you were doing.
The other thing I want to hit on too quickly is we talk about a sales process, and it's not just the sale. Once the sale is over, there's still part of sales that have to be taken care of. And that's like onboarding and doing that whole process. And you could screw up things in that onboarding. We recently had that problem. I had one of our account managers. What we do is when we onboard, we bring the account manager on. I'm on the call to hand it off, and we do this nice little thing. She had a bad day where she basically was foggy. She seemed like she wasn't there.
And so we got
Good now.
Okay. So anyway, the onboarding didn't go well. And this company was now questioning us from day one because the onboarding didn't go well. So again, you have to have your processes streamlined. When I was talking about that, everything has to click and go and not have any misses, because even after the sale, it could cause a problem if they find, if they're questioning their moves. So everybody has to be on track.
Hey, Don, you said it best though. You can spend a lot of time and energy building trust, and it can be destroyed really, really fast.
Really quick. Yeah. 100%. And they won't remember the early trust.
Exactly.
Anybody else have any comments or questions? Takeaways they want to share? Anybody take something away they want to share openly that they haven't used before, hadn't thought of?
So Clay, are you going to be posting this video somewhere? Because I like to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm having a bad day. I'll think of Dawn and John.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel this out and I'm gonna make it into a blog for people to watch and learn a little bit about it and put it on YouTube and all that good stuff. So yeah, definitely.
And watch Glengarry Glen Ross, please. Please, if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's a great movie.
I wrote that down. I plan to.
It's a wonderful movie. I think it was Jack Lemmon's last movie too in '92.
I may have I'm not really a movie buff. I probably have watched it years ago. But
I love it.
Yeah, it'll be one of those things where I don't remember what happened anyway.
It's all about the leads.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, you know how many times I've actually experienced that or been through that. It's
right. That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. So anybody else have any comments about it? Can anybody share a takeaway they took away from what they learned today? At least one thing, one takeaway, an immediate takeaway, like, oh, I'm going to try to add that.
Oh, I'm going to take away, let me stop this thing. I'm going to take away what to do when a client blows up, because that's hard for me. I'm a pretty sensitive person. I'm a people pleaser. I'm always trying to, do the right thing. And when somebody just goes out of character and loses their mind, you just stand there with your mouth hanging open. You're not really sure what to say.
Hey, Mary, I don't let them beat the shit out of me. I unfortunately will stand up to a fight and I'll fight back. And that's probably a a weakness of mine, but I will tell you this, you don't have to take it.
Yeah.
You're more than capable, more than willing, more than able, if you will, to fight back in that situation and realize when the fight's over, the fight's over. Go
Especially
on
when
your
you're,
way.
especially when you're in the right, right? Like I
Yeah.
said, when I showed that
Exactly.
guy, when I showed him that email,
Yeah.
Jessica told me, no, don't do this. Be nice. And I'm like, no, I'm in the right. This guy's wrong. And I'm going to go tell him. And I did. He never got back to me after I said what I said to him after he got to me. And I was like, don't worry, we're done. We're finished. You're not going to have to pay us any more money. We're done.
Yeah, well, this happened 2 months ago, and I got a call this week to come out for a meeting. So I guess they got over it on their own.
It does
Yeah.
happen.
Or if you're on the phone, and I experienced that obviously many times, it's called a anti-negativity button, and that's the off button on your phone.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
And-
on your cell phone, it's like, I think you're breaking up.
Hey, real quick, I want to add this real quick. I have been putting the sign-in form in there. If everybody can at least sign in, that we can connect with John and Don afterwards. You'll get an email in your inbox that way you guys can connect with them. I'd also like to jump in on this thing that Mary was talking about as well. I deal with a lot of strife. I got a lot of people that like have a lot of emotions, and it also transitions like in our daily lives as you guys are looking at things. You know, we're all probably experiencing a lot of negative things with social media, just interactions, just people just are not always in a good mood. And so one thing that I do, Mary, I'd like to tell you is about how you deal with somebody negative is God's honest truth. I tend to just, I'll let them finish, let them get it all the way out, just get it
Get it
all
out of their system.
just get it all the way or so to tell me more. I'll even antagonize. Go ahead, tell me more. Get it. Come on, do it. Just like egg it on a little bit, and they'll just finish, and then I'll just be really calm.
Yeah.
There's a reason I got
I
the name
just love
Mr.
to
Freeze.
fire. I just love to fire clients. if if it makes me steam and get angry and then go away, there's better people for you to work with, and I just fire them.
Yeah, especially if they're abusive to your people too, right?
Right, but I like to finish projects that I start. I'm a finisher.
No, I don't care. I will throw up.
Doesn't mean I'm going to take another contract from them.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Iris. Sorry, that was all I had.
Thanks.
Yeah, my takeaway is just I love the reminder on the why question. And I'm not sure I always ask it, and I'm gonna look at that and make sure I'm incorporating that because that tells you so much. And then also just the essence of, I'll say, integrity and humanity and respecting people in the process. I mean, you guys covered a ton of really useful information. I'll say the big takeaway is treat people how you want, kind of. I mean, there's limits to that, but you know what I mean? Just respect people in the process. And yeah, that's cool. It was great.
I like that we talked about prospecting too, guys. That was really good. It's kind of a lost art these days. Not very many people talk about that. Go ahead. Sorry, Michael. You had a
That's
question.
fine. Prospecting, I've done it all my life. I mean, I still do it, and I don't need to do it as much, but I'll drive down the road and I've got a notepad out writing people's, vans going down the road and service vans or this or that or another. I mean, but the question I had is some of the people on here I'd like to connect with because I think we can do business together. Will there be, when you send this out again, will there be ways, or is everybody in H7 that I can look them up and connect with them?
Well, to be honest, everybody should be throwing their contact information in there to try to schedule one-to-ones. We typically don't share like the data or whatever from the physical form, but I can help you out if everybody hasn't signed in. Okay, so if everybody just take a moment to just put their contact information in there, that way everybody can do one-to-ones and schedule things and try to sell each other.
Prospect. Let's prospect first.
Let's prospect each other. Let's practice prospecting each other. I'm totally kidding. Please don't do
Buy
that.
my shit
It's
now.
called pitch. It's called pitch slapping. We don't do that here.
We don't do that.
Wait a minute. Put that information or don't put that information?
No, put your information.
Please do, Bob.
Just your contact info, not your pitch.
Yeah,
Hear my pitch.
And I guess because this is getting close, you could save the chat, guys. You know how? Hit the 3 buttons up top right. It says save chat, and then you'll be able to save everybody. But wait till everybody puts their stuff in, I would suggest.
Yeah, Don, I apologize. I missed a good portion of that. I had a client call me and had to mute, but several years ago, probably now, well, 2007, 8, 9, 10, but I used to do SEO, mobile apps, mobile websites, and stuff like that. And it was just incredible. And back then, I know obviously it's changed, tremendously.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, since then, but I was with obviously an independent, and I was with Go Mobile, and it was just incredible that what some of the businesses were doing and then charging, and they wouldn't get, it would take them a month to get you on the first page of Google, and I was doing it within a day, and it just shows you how different systems work.
Oh, yeah.
And how bogus some of these companies are, and it just I prided myself on being able to deliver at a fraction of the cost of what some of these other companies were charging, even for a mobile website and a mobile app. It was just just incredible.
So does everybody have their information in the chat?
Everybody that's still here, yes.
If so, now you can save it. Go up to the 3 dots and hit save chat.
Hey, Paul, will I see you at the B2B in Hyde Park tomorrow? Okay. Do you need a calendar invite?
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm actually headed out to after the meeting. I'm gonna head out to Brandon's operation out there.
Awesome.
So plan on being here all morning.
Awesome.
Is there any face-to-face that you're doing up near Columbus, or is mostly everything going to be over towards Dayton?
Cincinnati, Dayton. I mean, I'm trying to focus on the I-75 corridor here.
Okay.
I think
between Cincinnati and Dayton. I mean, I'm located between Cincinnati and Dayton.
Hold on, Paul.
I'm a solopreneur, so I'm not really branching out that far, and I'm just getting started. I mean, I started a couple months ago, really. So.
Yeah. So yes, there is Michael and Gehanna. Anybody else have any questions?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, no. Have a wonderful day. Be careful.
On my side of the world. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Where exactly, Clay? When is the Gehanna meeting?
It's every Friday at 8 a.m. I'll send you a calendar invite for the next time I'm coming up, so you can meet me there.
Yeah, I mean that'd be awesome because I'm slowing down now with the health insurance, so I want to get out and start meeting people, and I do all this also business consulting, so that'd be great to do.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. You guys did a good job, John and Don. Good job.
Thank you. Thanks for doing this.
We got a good crowd in today. That was good. Thanks for coming, Joel. That was good. Thanks for coming. So we're starting to get some traction. This was the first one we got some real traction, man. I'm excited.
I was excited to see how many people. I thought 2 months ago I only saw 5, and then you told me 19. I was like, where'd those come from? Jeez.
Oh yeah. We ended up having 22 registered. Not everybody came, but we had 22 that registered. And the web page for the cohorts overall is being added right now, so it'll all be done by the 27th. So when we have the rally, all these cohorts, all these events are going to get more traction.
Cool.
So
awesome.
I'm obviously
job,
hopeful, but yeah. All right, guys. Well, have a wonderful day. Thanks, everybody. Good job. Good job. All right, see you, bud. See you.